So what do you see information security in the next 5 or even 10 years? The profession, the environment, where do you see it going?
Yeah, I think it's becoming more accepted as a profession. I think in the next 5 years it won't be so uncommon to have a conversation with your teenager, college son or daughter about would you ever consider going into IT security.
Sure.
In the past, that would have been something only the strange kids at school did, that weren't looking at business degrees or computer science or something like that. Computer security, I believe, is finally becoming a legitimate career path. The other challenge to that is, I just had a conversation the other day with one of the vice presidents with the largest community college system in the country, Indiana, Ivy Tech Community College, where we discussed the 2 tracks that they have, one of which is to prepare students for 4-year degrees or to prepare them for entry-level job in security. You can't do both. You have to do one or other. There's a trade-off. If you prepare students to go directly into work, they've got all the technical skills, but they don't have advanced math and English skills. They don't have advanced critical thinking skills. They haven't studied philosophy and advanced mathematics. But on the other hand, you can put them in front of a machine and put them to work that day on the spot. The 4-year students, obviously there's a larger investment involved. Students have to borrow more money. It takes more time. So I think there's going to be more growth in both of those avenues, but it's going to be tougher for young people coming out. If you read anything about the ISSA membership statistics, senior security professionals are getting a lot older, and we're not seeing the growth in youth coming into the field that we'd like to see to replace those people. And I hope we don't run into a knowledge gap at some point.
Sure. And you mentioned ISSA, so how has your membership in ISSA influenced your career and helped you along?
I can't even begin to answer that. I joined ISSA almost 10 years ago. I helped start the chapter in Northeast Indiana. I was the founding president and have been serving on the board ever since. When I started in security, even though it was 10 years ago, so ISSA was only 20 years old at that time, it still wasn't the organization it is today, but those were my heroes at that point. Those were the people that I looked up to, that I wanted to emulate, that I wanted to be around to learn my profession and my trade. And I'm hoping that after my 10 years involvement, that's what young people and students are looking at, as well as they're now looking to us to show them the path, if you will. I can't say enough about it. I've helped sponsor student chapters in the past to get students involved. I used to let my security students, when I taught full-time, out of class early and give them extra credit for going to ISSA meetings, just to get them to go, because they're students. You got to give them a little carrot, to get them involved in that stuff. So that's a big part of it, is trying to get younger folks involved, or less experienced folks involved in the organization, so they can see the value add that it brings to them down the road. It does things like this conference, where you can go and meet Whitfield Diffie. You can't do that anywhere else in the world, and the association helps enable a lot of that.
My last question for you is, since you started your security career, what's been the most influential or memorable moment that's stuck with you and you really learned from?
Sure. My CISSP cert.
What's that?
My CISSP certification. From the day I joined in 2005, I wanted to get it done, and I've got every other certification under the sun, and that one kept eluding me because other things kept poking their head into my life. And I finally completed it on December 30th of this past year. And that has been sort of the brass ring for me for a number of years. Even though I've been doing this for years and years and years, I've been around plenty of other people who do it. It just has slipped through my fingers because other things get in the way. And I'm really glad that I finally got that accomplished.
Why do you think that's so important? Why did you want to do that?
Well, it's sort of a benchmark, if you will. I used to tell students, certifications, I think, are most important in 2 places in your career. When you're first starting out, because nobody knows who you are. They don't know what you can do. You can blab all you want, but you don't have something that shows them you have some cred. Who are you? Sure. And then at my age, and at this point in my career, people sort of expect it. They wonder, if you don't have those credentials, why not? Why didn't you get those somewhere? So it's really important to me not because it shows I have the knowledge base, it just lends that credibility to people listening a little more effectively.
Great. Thanks so much for talking to us today, Brian.
Okay,
Hope you
you're
enjoy
welcome.
the rest of the conference.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you very
You're
much.